Hey, so I have a really bad question for you. I ran the 12-2-2 wire that we were talking about from the three-way by the door over to the stairs. And I'm sitting here this morning realizing that I don't think that's going to work because I need two conductors for terminal or for the travelers for each three-way switch. And then I need a neutral, and that's 5 conductors. And I only have 4. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so even though we're running a GFI breaker at the panel, if we home run to the box by the stairs and bring a neutral in there, we'll have our neutral in the box from the same branch circuit, and I don't have to pull the 12-2-2 out of the wall. Whew. Oh, good, because if you'd have been here yesterday and heard all of the adult language, you would know that I am not pulling that 12-2 out of the wall. Sometimes when you have time to stop and think, you realize you do really dumb stuff. That was me this morning over breakfast. So I realized sitting there thinking about what I had to get done today, that the wire that I took out of the ceiling, we actually needed that wire. I thought I heard the electrician correctly, and in my mind it made sense at the time, and I put it in my notes, and so I had it all there. And it turns out that the wire that I put in its place to take care of the 2 3-way switches, we're going to come up short. I talked to the electrician this morning about what to do about that because I really didn't want to have to pull all this wire out and pull the wire out of that box. And the good news is, as long as it's on the same branch circuit, it won't trip the GFI as long as we have a neutral in the box by the stairs. So if you're just joining us, this is the first video that you're watching, jump back. We're still working on the garage electrical. I'm one guy. I'm working as hard and as fast as I can. I am making mistakes, so it's taking a long time. And even though I have a great plan, okay, a good plan, I'm still making some mistakes. And so there's a bit of double work here. So yesterday I worked on getting the SIPs wired up on the front. We got the outlet and the switch box cut and got wire pulled in there, and then we got all the wire up here tidied up and all pulled across, so now all the lights outside actually have wire to them, and we've got wire on the outside corners. So that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, jump back. We've done a lot of work to get to here. Today I'm gonna take it easy, I think. I say that, we'll see about that. Ask me at the end of this video. What I'd like to do is kind of get everything kind of tidied up or locked in. So we need to get this wire over here at the stairs pulled down into the box, get a box mounted somehow. We don't even have the wall there that's going to go there because I need to replace the stairs. That's a whole different conversation. But anyway, we're going to leave some wire looped up in the rafters or in the floor joists so that we can redo that when we get around to rebuilding the stairs. I like to get everything landed at the panel and work on getting all the outlet boxes that we've got. We've got a mile of them over here. Get all those guys wired up, get wire pulled through there, and then get all the outlets in. I think I'm going to go ahead and schedule our inspection. I wanted to get as far as I could to see, how close it would be. Our inspector comes twice a week to this area. I like to catch him on his first day. If we don't pass for some reason, that gives me a couple of days to get things fixed, and he can come back, and then we can hopefully get everything signed off, and we can turn it on and start using it. So I think that's where I'm going to start today, getting everything kind of pulled through, just a few more wires to pull, home runs and stuff, and getting things routed down through the stair stringers, and getting the home runs at the panel pulled through. That does mean we're gonna have to go power out for a little while today. I try to minimize that because we do have our internet and stuff like that. And if you guys like watching these videos, that means you like us having the internet turned on. So my original plan was to bring power in. This arrow is actually lighting power that's coming from this garage door opener outlet over to this 3-way at the man door. And here's that 12-2-2 wire that we pulled a couple of days ago, thinking that this is going to save us a ton of work and we wouldn't have to bring home run power over here. Well, turns out we're bringing home run power over here because we need the neutral. The other option is to pull all this wire out. That's not such a big deal. The big deal is that we would actually have to replace this one wire with 2 wires, a 12-2 and a 12.3. And that becomes a problem because there's only 3 holes available in the I-joist here without having to drill a new hole. And anyway, so that's what we're gonna have to work on. We need to get this home run landed, this home run landed, and there's one more home run here. Where is it? Oh, it's this lighting home run. So we've got 1, 2, 3 home runs, and then we've got to add another one here. Unreal. I don't like how far out there. I feel like that should be right here. So it looks to me like I need to make a better 2x4. So if that's going to be 4 foot top of box, need to be probably around 44, and we go up to like 72. So 28 inches or even 29. We can go 30 inches. That would work. That'd be a nice deal. That's better. Hope that goes. Oof. Oof. It's pretty tight. Oh, there's a little extra down there. And a little extra up there. So if we come over there, that'll help a little bit. Yep, that's pretty much right on the button. I don't think you really want any less than that. So that's the right length. This one, oh, that one's also pretty compact. Man, how did I manage that after all that work? I mean, there is some extra up there, but I'd like it to go bottom to top to where we have these two. Oh, not a lot of waste there. So that's what I was hoping. That's what I was waiting all this time to find out, if there was 7 foot of extra. And it looks like, oh wait, there's a ton right over there. What is this? North outlet. Home run. Yeah, there's a ridiculous amount of extra over there. What's going on with that? Hey, that's better. That's looking really good. So we got that much there. Not that much, too much there. That one. South outlet home run. And then And this one is garage light home run. Well, so much for having 7 feet left over. My aim was decent. I mean, I wasted 4 feet or so, but I guess that's gonna happen on your home runs. Last thing you want to do is come up short, so I guess we'll take the waste. And then this one, I mean, that's actually pretty tight. There's a little extra up there, but I want it up there. Make sure we have room to move wires around and stuff in the floor, so that one's not going to get cut at all. And that, let's see, what does that go to? That's also a garage light home run. And this one, that's going to be tight. That's north outlet home run. North outlet. Well, we got all the home runs pulled in and trimmed, so everything's pretty much ready to land all these at the panel. But we don't have outlets, we don't have switches, we don't have all that stuff wired up. And I'd rather not land those before I do that, because then I have to turn the power off to deal with this. And that outlet right now is running our internet. And that outlet is on the same circuit as that outlet. So in the interest of keeping the power on as long as possible, I think it's good to switch to getting these all wired in. So obviously I got these two, and then the one on the other side of the buttress, that one's all done. So we're wired into there. And then we've got our outlet at the bottom of the stairs. Got our home runs to this guy. East lights, west lights, light home run, and travelers. Yep, so that's all ready to go. So this kind of takes us back to, what, 2 days ago? And getting all of these daisy chained together. And then there's some on the east wall too. So if we get all this wired up, get the outlets all wired in, and everything's all ganged together, then we can do the landing at the panel, and the power will only have to be off for momentarily. One problem I didn't see coming is we're getting really low on wire. So that means, I think, gosh, you know what? I don't know how much is in one of these rolls, but something tells me this was 1,000 feet. Is that possible? This was 1,000 feet of wire? I don't think it's 500. I guess it could be. It's a fish story, right? It was this big. Anyway, whatever this was, it's a lot, and it's nearly all gone. Although they tell me, I think somebody told me one time that the average house has like 1 or 2 miles of wire in it, something like that. So I'm not sure if we're gonna run out of wire before we get these outlets done or not. So let's dive into that. We gotta get the boxes fastened to the wall and get wire pulled, get everything marked, and then start the long, tedious process of getting the outlets into those boxes. Out of there. A little short on that end. If you can't find an outlet on this wall, you're doing it wrong. It's looking pretty good. So we got all these guys wired up, but a few problems. One, I seem to be out of yellow wire nuts, which I find really hard to believe because I'm pretty sure I bought a bunch of those, but I suppose it's conceivable that we don't have any. And space is a premium in these little boxes, so yellow wire nuts, the only one we have room for. Two, I made a little boo-boo. I realized as I was wiring this up, this outlet actually needs to be a GFI outlet because it's the first one in that string. I guess, well, I don't know if code would allow us to put it on a GFI breaker. I'm pretty sure it has to be an outlet, pretty sure. So that outlet, it's coming out. And the same thing for the one down there, because remember, this is on a circuit and this is on a circuit, and that outlet is the first one. Wait, no, it's not. This one is actually protected by the one on the post over there because this is daisy chained from the post. So this one's actually okay. It's that one that doesn't have protection because it comes from a junction box in the ceiling. Ha! So I saved myself a little bit of effort there. And yeah, I don't think you want to put a GFI there anyway because it would be downstream from a GFI, which would be not good. So I don't really like the way that's laid out, I guess, now that I think about it. I mean, it's a little confusing because if you flip the GFI, you're going to be like, where's it at? Instead of being intuitive, you know, right where you would think it would be. I don't know, maybe that's just poor design on my part. I don't think GFIs are just fun in general, but you know what? They're a good technology, and hopefully they've saved lives, or at least we're hoping so. All right, so all these are done. GFI needs to go in there. I need wire nuts. And then one last problem. Yep, you guessed it. We're down to the nubbin on Romex. You know, I haven't pulled that out, but something tells me that's not enough to do the other wall. We need we need 14 feet. That looks like it might be about 6. So maybe I can scrounge for some wire and make that happen. But sounds to me like it's time for a supply run. Probably ought to count up the outlets that we need because I don't know that I have enough GFIs. I bought quite a few, but yeah, obviously I didn't think that that was a GFI, didn't cross my mind. And then there's gonna be a couple more. So I think it's time to do some shopping. I know Alyssa and I wanted to go take a look at some of the exterior lights that are just kind of available on the shelf, just so we have something. It's not really what we want long term, but we'll kind of worry about that once we get that far on the house. We still have so many things to sort out. I do need to get the connector, that doggone connector, on top of that conduit. I forgot about it for 2 days, just so it's done and I don't forget about it. And then let's see, I think we're getting close. Well, obviously need to get outlets wired in here, 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 and here. So I still need to build those outlets. I haven't built those yet. We need 1, 2, 3 more doubles, and obviously that single will be easy. Then we're down to pretty much the light switches. Those need to be wired in, and then everything in the SIPs needs to be done. Oh yeah, and we haven't finished these pigtails up here yet. So what I'm saying is there's still a whole nother day's worth of work. So there's a GFI for there, and that'll protect all of that. That one is getting replaced with that. And this one by the door, if I actually run it to the outside outlet, that's actually a weird one because the outside one has to be a GFI and it needs to be protected, but so does the inside one. So do you put the GFI outside or inside or both? Can't do both. There's a question. All right, time to deal with you.